This project set out to establish the current state of shark and ray handling practices on board commercial fishing boats in Australian Commonwealth managed fisheries, understand what constraints fishers worked under, identify common practices that may be improved, and work with industry to implement practical best practice solutions where appropriate.
What became quickly apparent when we started the project was that there was very little documented information on exactly how commercial fishers handled shark and ray bycatch, whether there were specific practices that were problematic, and indeed even if it was possible to improve practices that were already being used.
The process we followed was to engage industry in a series of surveys where fishers were interviewed and asked a range of questions about how they deal with bycatch and what influences handling and release procedures. Overall, 58 surveys were done in the Northern Prawn Fishery, NPF, and the Southern and Eastern Scalefish and Shark Fishery, SESSF. Within these, we covered 3 different gear types that commonly take sharks and rays as bycatch in Australian Commonwealth fisheries. These were trawl, longline and gillnet.
I'm a gillnet fisherman and we use a 6-inch mesh. The net's about 6,000 metres long and it's actually anchored to the bottom so that it doesn't move. And the idea of it is the fish come along and swim into the net. They're entrapped around the head. We leave the gear in the water over the daylight dark period.
I've been fishing for 30 years for the last 10 years as a auto line fisherman. And we fish the continental shelf from Lake's entrance around the south coast of Australia, from about 100 fathoms to 350 fathom. And we encounter sharks, rays, gulper sharks, dog sharks, and a few of the other threatened species from time to time. And but we mainly target ling and blue eye, and so these sharks are just a part of the bycatch.
We only work up here at night time, between 6 and 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock in the morning. We tow 4 nets, 4 8-fathom nets, and they actually bottom and trawl. And we probably tow for roughly 3 to 4 hours of shots. Probably do 3 or 4 shots a night.
Most of the sharks we catch are tigers, schoolies, shovel nose occasionally, a sword shark here and there, but that's most of the sharks. Rays are normally cowtails, very much. If we see them, but most of the time, 95% of them go out of the TED. You can see them dropping out as we winch up, or we don't see them at all in most cases.
We're Danish seine fishing, which, want a better words, rope trawling. We set about 2 mile of lead cord rope out in a pattern with a small trawl net in the middle, and that's in a diamond shape or a triangular shape on the bottom. And as we move ahead, tow the gear, of course that rope drags through the seabed a bit, just lightly drags through the seabed and closes off. So the ropes are together at the end of the operation and then the net's winched straight up. So our operation will only last for about 20 minutes of fishing time on the bottom when the gear's actually moving. And then once the gear's shut or the 2 ropes come together, the fishing operation's over and we winch, and it takes about 20 minutes to winch it up.